Now, more generally on other issues, there have been some analysis saying that Julia Gillard's had a good week or two. She did go off to the G20 with high expectations, as did other leaders, but of course they got, as I said before, blindsided a bit, Michael, by events in Greece.
Yeah, well, I think, you've had this huge G20 exercise of which Australia has a huge interest in the G20, and it's one of Kevin Rudd's big achievements was to get the G20 up and Australia being out of the global financial crisis. Now they met in Cannes in France, and really the whole thing was made hostage to the Greek crisis and the Europeans' failure to deal with the Greek crisis. And the G20 meeting itself failed to come up with anything that really got that under control, which in turn really shows how the G20 is struggling with other big global imbalances between the US and China. So I think the G20 now is struggling. The one thing that came out good for Australia, as Penny Wong mentioned there, is that it did take up, the communique did take up Australia's push on the Doha World Trade Organisation trade round. Gets a bit trade wonky-ish, but this is a Craig Emerson type initiative to break up this trade round, which has been going for a decade. And what we'd really need is a big burst of trade liberalisation in the global economy.
But sector by sector now.
Sector by sector, rather than the big deal where everyone's got to agree. Yeah. It is desperate, but it is Australia showing some leadership in global trade liberalisation.
Yeah.